Welcome to Bite Size, brought to you by Priestley's Gourmet Delights. Each episode will bring you ideas, news and insights into the food service industry with a bite-sized summary. I'm Xanny Christophersen and I will be your host. Hi, I'm Xanny and I'm your host for Bite Size, brought to you by Priestley's Gourmet Delights. Welcome back to the podcast. We are starting our first episode of 2025 with a lady that has been described as Queensland's answer to Carrie Bradshaw, the beautiful Brooke Falvey. Welcome, Brooke, to Bite Sized.
Thank you very much for having me.
You've been a journalist and even a dating advice columnist for eHarmony. You've done so much. Now, as a fashion, style and travel influencer with over 93,000 followers on Instagram, you've got us all at Priestley's rethinking our wardrobes. 93,000. Wow. I'm impressed. You've also got hospitality in your blood, working at your family's pubs. I myself was surrounded by my family's business from a very young age, and some of my earliest memories were cakes being lovingly baked and iced around me. Was young Brooke running around her family pubs as well?
Yes, I would say a little bit, but Mum always obviously had a close eye on me. But I do remember climbing over pallets of beer like in the back of the drive-through. That was definitely like a kind of space that I was comfortable in. And I guess they were like a fort kind of thing. Like they were just something to climb over and amuse myself and play around.
Yeah. So how old would you have been around that age?
Probably I would say like maybe 6, 7, 8. I know my 7th birthday party was in the bistro of one of the pubs with the jukebox on the dance floor.
Amazing. Well, like you, I've been around the family business for since I was 7 as well. So very similar stories and backgrounds with regards to that. So could you tell us a little bit more about your family business?
Okay, so we have Falvey Hotels. So at the moment we have 6 pubs between Ipswich and Toowoomba, so up the Western Corridor, and I think it's 8 bottle shops as well.
Do you have a favourite?
It would probably be our Gourmet pub, the Cecil Hotel. So that is actually a pub that we lived in when I was a baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we took over Christmas Eve one year when I was 6 months old.
Yeah.
And then we lived in there until I was kind of a toddler. Yeah, and then it still looked the way it did for years afterwards. So I have quite a clear memory of how that looked from when I was older.
And, with fashion, I think fashion brings out personality, et cetera, et cetera. Have you had the opportunity to renovate or decorate any of the pubs at all?
No, I desperately want to, but I feel like my brother has like hit pause on that idea. I keep being like, so this idea I have. And he just breezes over it for now.
Yeah, because I can imagine you have lots of ideas on what would work well, and it would be done very tastefully.
It's definitely a team effort with my family, and Mum, Dad and Michael do an amazing job. But yeah, there's like one wall in one pub that I'm desperate to get my hands on.
And so is there anything else at the Gourmet pub that you particularly like besides the fond memories?
It's because we've had it such a long time. It has a really big social club, and the people there, our staff have been there for a long time. It really is a family. Like that one is almost you would liken it to a country pub.
Yeah.
Everyone knows each other. Everyone checks on each other if someone hasn't been seen for a couple of days. I know when I've done things in the past, there was like a day when I was on TV for something and they put it on all the pub TVs so that everyone could watch.
That's amazing.
So it's a beautiful community.
And so tell us a little bit more about your career today.
My career I would say storytelling has always been the theme. So I started work as a journalist. I did a cadetship, very old school. And then I moved into marketing, kind of fell into the Instagram fashion side of things. And then that's grown from there. And I like that it keeps evolving and it keeps changing. It keeps me on my toes a bit sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think it is always just connecting with an audience, whatever I've done. That's what it's always been about.
And your best job to date?
Oh, I do love what I do now, but I really loved writing. Like I loved being a journalist and telling other people's stories, it is quite the privilege to get to do that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And so what made you go into journalism and not take after your family in the hospitality industry?
So the journalism was also a family business. And I guess, can I say I'm a Gemini? And so I'm
yes, you
creative
can.
and a communicator at heart. So I went down that track. I don't know. It's really weird. Looking back, I don't think the pubs ever really were on my radar as something because I was so creatively minded, maybe.
What I find really interesting is we have kind of similar backgrounds. We're both used at a young age within the family businesses. We've both gone away and done our own things, lived overseas.
Yeah.
And Priestley's the same as you. It wasn't on my radar. It wasn't until I came back as a young adult, let's say, that I was like semi-interested in even doing anything with the business.
Yeah, that's definitely how it was. And it's probably been in more recent years. And I guess for us, with my brother, it's future planning because one day the pair of us will take it over.
Has he always been interested in it?
He's always worked in the pub.
Okay,
so
right.
He started there after school and he started in the bottle shop and then worked his way up and now he runs them in conjunction with mum and dad.
Yeah.
But he's very good at what he does. Like I definitely bow down to him in that sense that he does know everything and is very in tune with the industry and also, the areas that we've expanded into.
Wow. And so what do you think, are there any life skills, I guess, that you've learned from media that you can apply to hospitality?
I think it's all dealing with people, really, like whatever kind of space you're in. Sometimes, you're getting people who are after a certain experience and whether it's the media and you're they're in, I guess a lot of my stories was just making that connection with people. And it's exactly the same if you're working behind a bar or anywhere in the pub, really. It's about ensuring people have a good experience and making that connection and building that rapport to go forward.
Yeah, totally agree. I think people are at the heart of everything that we do. So if you nail that part,
that's it.
The rest comes, right? So whether it's staff or patrons.
Yeah, and with the pubs, our pub at Yamanto has a nightclub and it's brought in we've had Daryl Braithwaite, we've had Timmy Trumpet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like bringing in those people and, it's still treating them, they're just people.
Yes.
And it's making sure they have a good experience as well. Like they're not just there to provide. It's making sure that they left. And I think my brother did that really well, particularly with Timmy Trumpet. He got stuck in Australia for COVID, so we had him multiple times and he was like amazing. And we've had Daryl Braithwaite multiple times.
Yeah.
And that feels like a huge compliment for my family that they want to come back and that, they've enjoyed that experience with us.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so I just before the podcast, I saw a picture of you unpacking cartons of beer.
Yes.
So not as glamorous as what we've seen on Instagram.
Two very different Brookes. There is the Falvey Hotels Brooke in her navy polo shirt.
Still looking hot, might I say. Still looking hot.
I was definitely hot. It was the sweat that was making me glow.
It was beautiful.
Thanks. Yeah. That's, I guess now if people say like, oh, what's your exercise regime? I'm like, well, it's packing and unpacking pallets of beer.
And I can see the muscle tone in your arms.
Thank you. I've got some shape going on there. I work with a great team doing that and it is really nice and it has given me a really good grounding and understanding of that side of our business.
Yeah.
Which is nice to be able to have conversations with my brother and have some idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the unglamorous stuff that teaches you the most.
Yes.
So like within our business, like your brother, I have worked my way up. So I've packed cakes.
Yeah.
So I know the ins and the outs of how to pack a cake.
Yeah.
And that knowledge really, when you're doing bigger business things, you can really use that to inform decisions.
Yeah, well, it really fascinates me because of the like, I guess, the broadness of our area going up that Western corridor, the changing dynamics of the areas.
The cultures.
Yeah, and
The
like
subcultures,
even right down to the drinks that they like to drink. Like
It doesn't surprise me though.
No,
Does it surprise you?
No, it doesn't. But I guess I never thought of it like that. I guess in my head I was like, okay, so like we have our order and everyone gets this, but it's like, no, we only want 2 of that, and then this one wants 100 of that.
So do you have a centralized packing system? Do you?
Yes.
So does it come to a DC
Yes. So
and then it gets split out, and you're the person that splits it and sends it out?
I'm
right.
one of them.
See, I'm connecting the dots here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes,
so you're in distribution, really?
I am in distribution.
So what do you call yourself? What's your name?
I don't know what we put me down as. But I don't know.
Okay.
I need to come up with it.
Okay.
I need a job title.
Yeah, well, think about it throughout the podcast and I'll come back to it at the very end.
Yeah.
The other thing that fascinates me is that I'm a big believer that food and fashion go hand in hand.
Yes.
So there's a lot that can happen at the same time. Like I think about at the moment, all the different cocktails and how it's showing up in different fashion. Like Alame is using a lot of food in the brand.
Well, did you see the Loewe, the tomato? That there was someone who cut the tomato and then posted a picture of it, and someone commented and was like, that's the most Loewe tomato I've ever seen. Yeah. And it's because it looked like one of their bags.
It does, right? And then the other thing that I've seen as well is jewellery being used in food.
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
So we went overseas, I think it was last year, into Germany, and the way that they were showing, I think it was essences, was actually like in a jewellery cabinet.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So it's fascinating. But anyway, if it's a formal reception in an evening gown or fish and chips by the water in something more casual, what do you love about food and fashion?
I think that it all comes together to create a scene and a moment. Like even to the point where I had friends over. I recently did up my deck, which after 7 years of living there, it was time. And
by yourself?
Yeah. I didn't have to build it. I just redecorated it. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did you have to sand it and paint it?
Oh, no.
Okay. I was like, wow.
But it was like I'm moving in a building of furniture.
Yeah.
Which still surprised people that I did that by myself, incling like installing a large mirror.
Girls can do anything.
I was like, why is this surprising? I have a muscle now.
And an Allen key.
Yeah, that's it. I have a toolkit, I have a muscle, and I have a strong determination to be an independent woman. I can do this by myself.
Good on you. Love that.
But I then had friends people over for dinner. And for me, it was the whole scene. It wasn't just like come over for dinner. It was like, this is what I'm going to cook. This is what I'm going to wear. This is how it's all going to look. And it was all about creating that moment.
Yes.
So it's not just – and nourishing everything.
You know what it comes back to? You said it before about your pubs, and it's about the experience.
Yeah.
Food is part of the experience, but fashion is part of the experience as well because you're setting the tone for the way that people are going to feel as they enter the door.
Well, when I went to Italy a couple of years ago, the biggest response from people was that they loved that I got really dressed up over there.
Because they never do.
Like people who are traveling, sometimes they're like, oh, well, I'm traveling, so I just have to take.
No.
And I didn't. That bag was chocked full of.
How many kilos was it?
I think it was 30 when I left Brisbane. And it was at limit.
What about when you came back?
I think it was 37. I was stung for quite a lot of excess baggage. But it was the end of the trip and I was like, I don't even care. It has to go home. Here is my credit card.
Oh, my God. I love
that. But it was but for me, I look back on that and there's photos and there's videos. Like there's video of me walking through the streets of Rome with a gelato, eating and wearing a beautiful Zimmermann dress. And it is locked in as a memory for me.
Yeah. So one of the things that's always resonated with me for Priestley's is that when people go and have coffee and cake, they are usually creating a memory.
Yes.
When you're having cake, it is usually associated with a happy place and a moment, and you create that memory. And so I can see the connection there around the fashion as well.
Yeah.
And I know for myself, I'm incredibly vain, but I love fashion as well.
Yeah.
And like if there's an event on, I'm constantly thinking, okay, what do I, how do I want to show up? Like what's my brand? What's my clothes saying about how I'm showing up?
Well, that's exactly what it is. And that's what personal style is. It's saying to the world, this is who I am. And that could be this is who I am entirely, or this is who I am today.
Yes.
Like I am dressing for the occasion.
Right.
I'm dressing for the moment.
Which is Brooke at the pub as well, right? So very different personas that you show up in. Yeah. Exciting. All right. So what's your favorite? Let's go food first. What's your favorite food? Like what's the, like if you had your, what do they call it?
My death row meal.
Yes, thank you.
It would probably be pasta.
Really?
Actually, it would probably be mum's macaroni cheese.
No way.
And I'm lactose intolerant, so it really would be a death row meal. Death would come quite soon after. No, that's my biggest comfort food is, and now bless her, she makes it using lactose-free everything for me.
Oh, adorable.
I do love a really good pasta, but like an Italian pasta, like not
savory girl, not sweet.
No, I am sweet. Okay. I'm both. Right. Oh no, that's the pasta is just, and then there's cake.
Yeah, okay.
There's definitely cake. But see, I love cheesecake, but once again, lactose free.
Well, we don't do a lactose free cheesecake, but our cheesecake is the best cheesecake in the world.
You got the one with the passion fruit.
Yes, we do a passion fruit one.
I'm a sucker for a passion fruit dessert.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So as a young one back in the day, I used to pack the cheesecakes and you'd be able to slot a cardboard underneath it and it would be warm and be able to turn it upside down and eat it from the base up. Epic. It is so epic. Like it's the best food experience that you can ever have in your whole entire life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something I feel like I need to try now.
Yeah, you do. I'll see if we can do a lactose cheesecake and get one over to
That's
you.
okay. I'll take a whole box of lactose for that. Love a good chocolate cake. I do love desserts. I definitely have a sweet tooth. Like it is true, that meme that says life begins again when you realize you can eat cake for no reason.
Yes.
And it is true. It makes you happy.
It does. It does. It's a moment of indulgence. And I think that's the other thing with fashion is that when you get something that makes you feel good, it's that moment of pure indulgence because you actually feel good within your own skin too. Yeah,
it's that beautiful dopamine hit.
It is. It really is. I mean, maybe that's why I like shopping so much. So favourite restaurant in Brisbane?
I don't know if I have one. I like to mix it up when I go out.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that I have one absolute favorite. I mean, I have like my favorite sushi place, my favorite Vietnamese place, but there's like no
too many.
Yeah, there is. Like I like.
And I think the foodie scene in Brisbane and Southeast Queensland is really heating up as well.
It is.
There is some epic places out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then favourite fashion label?
At the moment, I would say I have a lot of Alame. I do mix it up a lot though. And I don't know that anyone – I mean, I love their prints. I don't know that anyone – brand grabs me. There are seasons within a brand, collections that I will love, but then the next collection, maybe nothing.
Yes.
It comes down to who I am at that time. But Alame is definitely a strong contender.
Yeah. I also have the same attitude towards fashion. Like sometimes there's brands that I absolutely love and then other times I walk in there, I try it on, I'm like, oh my God, do I really look that bad?
I look like a potato. That's my thing. I'm like, I put this on and I look like a potato. But I think that's the fun thing and I like to experiment. I like to try different things. And sometimes that's how you find the gem.
Yes.
Is by like kind of branching out a little and trying something that's outside your comfort zone. Same with food.
Yes.
You know,
agreed.
like it's some of my favorite places have come to me because friends have recommended things or recommended I try something. And suddenly I'm like knee deep in sashimi, which will be great when I go to Japan.
Well,
it's going to be a lot of sashimi.
You're off to Japan
I am.
next month, aren't you?
Yes. In a month's time, I will be in Japan. So I'm very excited. I
What are
haven't
you
been
doing?
there before.
Oh, I love Japan. The shopping over there is freaking
Yes.
out of control.
Yes, this is what I've heard.
There's apparently a district, and I haven't been there yet, but I'll get it off my husband and I'll send it to you. That's all secondhand shops.
Vintage bags.
Yes.
Some friends have told me about
goodness.
them.
Apparently it's like out of control.
Yeah, because a lot of the ladies over there buy the bags, use them once or don't use them, and then sell them to get the latest model.
Yes.
So you can pick up beautiful pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that.
Yes.
So I have 2 days in Tokyo. And then
which district are you staying in?
I do not know.
Okay.
And then 4 nights or 4 days at the snow, which will be really exciting. So Snow Scene is sending me over. So it's a work trip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
And Snow Scene have some pretty epic stuff I've seen.
They
as
have
well.
some beautiful stuff. So I will be looking the goods.
They have a new shop, don't they?
They do. Yes. Over at South Square City. South City Square.
Yeah. Have I seen that they've actually got like a snow?
They have a snow room. Yes, they have the cold room. I've been in there. And to be honest, while it is very hot in Brisbane, that is the place to be. It is like amazing.
Do you need a +1 for this trip? I feel like I would be really
Please
good at
come
this.
with me.
Yeah. Have you picked out any places to eat over there?
No, I started Googling that last night. So I'm going by myself.
Epic.
So
Japan is epic. You'll love it.
Yeah, and I've heard the food is very good where I'm staying at the Snow. So I'm keen to try everything. There will be a lot of food videos coming.
Great.
So it's really exciting because I get to combine all the things I love. Food, travel, fashion.
Yeah,
shopping.
Amazing. I'm jealous. But I can give you some tips afterwards. All right. So are there any exciting labels that you're collaborating with coming up?
Ooh, I mean, I work with great brands. I'm really lucky. I work with everything from small Australian brands. I featured like a new label last night called Waldry, which is from Adelaide, and then right through to Lululemon, Net-a-Porter.
Yeah, I saw the new Lululemon workwear stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. So it's really exciting because I do get to try so many different things, and I get to work with so many amazing women. Because a lot of them are like women-founded brands.
Yeah.
So that's really
How do they find
exciting.
you? So they just know about you? They find you on Instagram or like how does it work?
Yeah.
That's
pretty
much.
amazing. I mean, well, I'm working with Snow Scene and that came through like recommendations from people who know me, recommended me to them.
Yeah.
And then I met Emily and Hayden, and Emily's amazing. And so that's great. Like that's really nice. I do say no to brands. Like it has to be the right fit for me.
Yeah.
And I do feel really privileged to be in that position that I can choose who I'm working with.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing. So that's really nice. And then, 2 days a week I go work at the pub and I have that balance of not having to be
on screen.
The done up, made up, hair done Brooke who is on. I'm just one of the team.
Have you thought about your position title yet?
Maybe I should be Chief Distribution Officer. I feel like my brother's somewhere going, no.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll finish up. Thank you so much for coming on Bite Size, Brooke. It's been an absolute pleasure to interview you and to connect with you on all things family.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And I think that we should celebrate with cake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to today's bite-sized episode. We hope you got some industry insights and tips for your business. Subscribe to our podcast and tune in to our next episode. Feel free to reach out to me for any comments and questions via LinkedIn.